Welcome to the Brick and Butter Zone. I'm your host, Case Erickson, here to talk to restaurateurs who reveal their secret recipes for success. You will be encouraged, equipped, and inspired to take your business to the next level. It's like butter, baby. Butter! So buckle up and get in the zone.
All right. Today we are here with my friend Sal Capek. Did I get that right, Sal?
Yes, you did.
All right. I always call you Sal because it's, Sal. You're Sal. Of Fast Sal's Deli out of Austin, as well as, let's see, we've got LA. And why don't you tell me a little bit of your coastal enterprise here and what you've got going on?
So we have five locations, 3 in LA, 1 in San Diego, Pacific Beach area, and then 1 here in Austin. Downtown, I guess it would be considered, but on the drag here by UT, on Guadalupe and 26th Street. And the first location we opened back in 2010 over by UCLA, and then we expanded down into the Pacific Beach and the San Diego region, and then Hollywood, and then here in Austin, and then we opened our 5th location last summer in Encino up in the valley.
2010 was the first one?
Yep.
So from 2010 to 2018. So how did it occur that it was like California, Texas, the hopping back and forth?
The Texas didn't come till store 4. So the first one was a little order window, pickup window, no interior seating. It was actually a perfect start. It was nice and small. Kind of gave us time to figure things out, low overhead.
Mm-hmm.
The first location's only about 480 square feet. So you find that everything has its place, because there's not much room.
Right.
There's not much room, so everything has to have its place, and it makes you figure things out, so to speak, and you get your systems down, and then our first restaurant where you had interior seating, and we actually have a patio, is down in San Diego. So we found the location. We were looking downtown at the time, and then we stumbled upon this location through a friend in San Diego. Said, hey, it's down Pacific Beach. It's a great spot. It's 1 block from the beach. You gotta come check it out. And we did, and we loved it. Rent was fair, and we figured we'd make a go of our first sit down, not sit down, but interior seating restaurant.
Right.
And then it had a patio. It's a fast casual concept. So we did the San Diego location, and then while we were building that out, we came across this Hollywood location and the Austin location. So the first location was 2000. Yeah, my buddy from college grew up in San Antonio.
Okay.
After we graduated college, he relocated back to the Austin area, and he was working in the finance sector, and he also played around in real estate and had a couple of rental properties here.
Okay.
We went to U.S. Merchant Marine Academy together. So he was in the Coast Guard Reserves, I was in the Naval Reserves, and he did his reserve duty in L.A. So he used to come and visit me in L.A. when I lived in L.A., and he came to Fat Sal's by UCLA.
Okay.
And he said, hey, UT has twice as many students as UCLA. You gotta open one over by UT.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you're the real estate guy over there.
Yeah,
find me a location.
Right.
So the next thing I know, he's emailing me, setting things up, looking at locations, and comes across this one. And then, so we're in the middle of, it was a crazy time. We're in the middle of building out the San Diego location. We just signed a lease in Hollywood. We're getting construction documents together for that location. And then we're signing a lease for Texas.
Yeah.
And, looking back, me and my business partner, we're like, were we crazy?
Yeah.
The thing is, I came to visit Austin, and I loved it. And my wife loved it. And, I have a wife and 3 kids. We had 2 at the time when we first came to visit. We had 2 kids at the time. And, my wife fell in love with Austin and said, hey, if there's an opportunity to move there, I'd love to move there.
Okay.
And then when my buddy came across this location, we just, everything was lining up. And, looking back, I don't know if we would have done it, but opening up a store or a restaurant or a business that far away from the
Grand Central.
Yeah, it's not easy. But me being here made it easier.
Yeah.
But I would, I'm very, very hesitant to use the word easy.
Right.
So, especially in the restaurant business. But so that's what got us out here. And then, so all those three things going on at once. Next thing you know, we're opening San Diego, and then 4 months later, we're opening Hollywood, and then we're starting construction here. And then a year later, we're opening here, and then we're signing a lease in Encino, starting construction there. And then we opened up, here in August of 2014.
Yeah.
And then we signed a lease, I think, the following fall for Encino, and then we opened Encino last summer.
Wow. Okay.
And then out here we had the food trailer.
Yeah. So you kind of went backwards with you had the
right. So a lot of places start the
fact.
trailer, and then they get the store, the brick and mortar restaurant. But we kind of went the other way, where we had the 3 locations in LA, came out here and did the 4th location, and then saw the opportunity to get the word out on the brand. That's kind of what prompted us at first, where it wasn't so much take advantage of the potential business with the truck. It was more, yeah, that's great, and if we could do that, let's do that. But let's get the word out. Let's get the truck as a marketing tool,
right?
And participate in as many events as we can. We started, doing Kite Fest and Rock Rally and Pecan Festival, and
no shortage of events.
all events here and there. Got on the waiting list for Trail of Lights, and then got eventually into that, and then did Trucklandia 2 years ago, and that's when things started really turning the corner, where we came at first place, and I was in the airport, and there was a guy selling me my lunch that day that recognized my hat and said, "Hey, I was at Trucklandia and voted for you."
Oh, that's cool.
And I was like, "Wow, it's starting to catch on here." It's starting to catch on, and
I think a lot of restaurants are going back and seeing the benefit of like a traveling billboard almost.
Yep.
With trucks or trailers, and booking caterings and things like that.
It's like a taste test kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're like, "Hey, this is what we have," because of course you got to have a limited menu on your trailer.
Right.
We sell 3 fat sandwiches and 3 regular sandwiches, and then some fries and some chicken fingers and burgers and stuff like that. Where here, we have 5 specialty burgers. We have 12 fat sandwiches. We have so many other things, but you can only stock so much on a trailer.
One thing that I really liked about the physical experience, and if you're listening right now and you haven't been down to Sal's Austin location, it's just super cool. Like, it feels, I just really love the cohesiveness of the brand, and really like all that. Did you pick that up from your experience with Disney or construction, or how did you?
So my background.
Why is that important to you?
My background was working with architects. I graduated with a mechanical engineering degree from the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. I worked on ships. I worked in power plants on the mechanical operational side of mechanical rotating equipment. Generators, gas turbines, stuff like that. And when I decided to get out of ships, I got into buildings, and I was designing and installing and building HVAC systems and lighting systems, and I became a commissioning agent from some high-profile companies all over the world. And
wow.
they would fly me to Brussels and London and France and New York and LA, and then decided to give me a contract to manage a bunch of properties. And while I was doing that, I was also got my general contractor's license and started building hotels, restaurants, and bars for friends. And I started a HVAC company and a refrigeration company, and I was building their restaurants, and then I was also servicing their restaurants.
Oh, nice.
Working on the ships, and my background with refrigeration, I had my refrigeration license.
Oh, yeah.
And I was servicing that. So when construction was slow, I had to have a maintenance company to fall back on. And so I was doing that, and my business partner came up. I met him through my good friend from childhood, and his good friend are cousins, and they're in the restaurant business, so I was building their restaurants.
Oh, okay.
So my business partner moved from New York to LA and was managing a couple of their restaurants, and he was director of operations, and he was running some things for them, and said, "You know what, I don't want to work for anybody anymore. I want to work for myself. I want to do my own thing. What do you think of this? What do you think of that?" And I was like, hey,
because it's really great to wake up every morning and be like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah,
like, that's pretty much what working.
You're waking up in the middle of a fire and you're putting it out.
Yeah, exactly.
We like to try and prevent the fires.
Yeah, exactly.
But unfortunately, we find ourselves trying to put them out all the time. So, he's like, what do you think? And I said, well, it'd be good to build the restaurants for myself instead of other people. So, I had some experience building, the mechanical sides of restaurants and hotels, and got some quality time spent with architects and designers. Although my business partner really brought that to the table.
Okay.
He's very meticulous. He knows what he wants. So it was interesting going from an order window, pickup window, sandwich shop in Westwood by UCLA to our first location.
Yeah.
Like, what do the walls look like? Well, we don't have walls right now.
Yeah.
We have a kitchen.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's the kitchen. The Westwood location is a kitchen. It's got a window with a cash register, but right behind him is the grill and the fryer. It's a kitchen. Stainless steel walls. So there was so many things that first location needed that we've never done before together.
Yeah.
What do the walls look like? What does the sign look like outside? What does the bathrooms look like? What does this look like? What do the tables look like? What do the stools look like? We spent a lot of time just sending pictures, taking pictures. We're in a restaurant, we see a stool, we see something.
Oh, okay.
We spent hours and hours just going around to different locations and checking out what other people did and knowing kind of what we wanted and kind of really doing research and development. And that was a big first step because, like I said, going from a hole in the wall, order window, pickup window to a restaurant, it's like, we determined what our brick was going to be, the interior walls and like the brick, the stainless steel, paint color, the logo and all that stuff. We spent a ton of time doing that before we even opened the first one.
Right.
So that stuff was all done. The menu, the logo, the tagline. We're making sandwiches over here, and the character with the chef hat on, holding the sandwich with the pinky ring. That was all done. And we're proud of that. We spent a lot of time, hours and hours and hours, just figuring that out, and that was key. But then the next step was actually designing and building a real restaurant that you can sit in and touch and feel, and the eat ledge, the concrete counters, the wood ceiling, and then the patio, and bring some TVs into it, and really create a vibe and an atmosphere that you were talking about.
Yeah.
And then when we got out here, we had the luxury of this beautiful patio, and then we got out here in Austin. It's a little easier than in LA to get a beer and wine license.
Yeah.
So now we got 8 beers on tap, and now we got 17 TVs instead of 7 TVs, and we got a patio with 5 TVs on them, and we could seat 60 people outside and 45, 50 people inside, and that was a big step, and it adds to that atmosphere and that vibe. Like when you come by here on a busy night when UT's playing a sporting event and the games are on the TVs, or you come by on game day, on a football Saturday, place is packed and people are walking up and down the streets, and it's really special.
Yeah, that's real. I really appreciate I feel like it's a good attention to detail, and that you don't always see in like a traditional sandwich place. Feels a lot nicer.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal. We don't want to be just a regular sandwich place. We serve over the top food.
Right, that's what I was going to ask you. Like, where's this idea, like with the loaded chicken fingers and mozzarella sticks and French fries and like the kitchen sink?
The whole concept is just over the top. So,
where'd that come from?
How would it be if we have this over the top menu and you come into this restaurant that has like drop ceiling with ceiling tiles and panel walls and regular menu board and. Yeah. It would just be like, well, wait a second, that was a letdown. Before you even tasted our food, you're let down, right?
Yeah.
So, the sandwich, the fat sandwich concept originated on the East Coast over at the grease trucks in Rutgers. But basically, the fat sandwich, there is a Wikipedia definition for fat sandwich.
Okay.
It's basically you take a sandwich with a protein on it, and then you add condiments and sides. And any variety of that. And,
all right.
My business partner and I came up with every sandwich ourselves. We had a period before we opened where we used to just text each other back and forth of like potential sandwiches on what we thought was good and what we thought would taste good. And believe it or not, we created the menu pretty much the original menu before we even tasted any of it. We just knew it would taste good. And some of it we used to take,
cool.
the Fat Sal sandwiches it's roast beef with mozzarella sticks, onion rings, French fries, brown gravy on a garlic hero. And when I was in college, I used to go to this deli on Northern Boulevard in Long Island. I used to get this sandwich that was similar to that, where it was roast beef with fresh mozzarella and brown gravy, and I'd add onion rings to it. So when we started putting all these sandwiches together, we started coming up with these ideas. And my business partner Josh, Josh Stone, Josh came up with the fat cookout. And he's like, everything you get at a cookout, the cheeseburger, hot dog, potato chips, potato salad, and that was on the original menu. It's now on the secret menu. And we actually launch it during we're gonna come out with it during 4th of July. We're gonna do it for like summer for barbecue.
Oh, gotcha.
4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day, kind of like that. So it's like the the cookout is what it's called. So that's why we launch it then. The Fat Anthony is basically we take an Italian combo sandwich with pepperoni, salami, ham, provolone, and then we put chicken fingers, mozzarella sticks, and marinara on it.
Yeah, that's the one I've had.
So when I was a kid, and I've done this for years and years and years, as much as I can remember, I take an Italian combo sandwich, and I take chicken parm, and I put them together.
Yeah.
And that's basically what that sandwich is. So some of the combinations we played around with our whole lives. I mean, I've been putting onion rings on everything since I was a kid. Been throwing fries and onion rings.
I had like a potato
burgers.
chip. I used to go to put chips on everything.
Potato chips on sandwiches all the time. I used to throw them up, crumple them up, take a bag, smush them up, put them on my burger, put them on my hot dog, something like that. Go to Burger King, get onion rings, throw them on your burger. You want a little bit of everything in every bite. Put it all in the sandwich, and you save yourself some time. So, that's where the crazy over-the-top menu came from, and then the brand, the vibe, and the look and the feel that kind of came along with it,
Yeah, that's cool to hear.
We kind of held ourselves
like getting inspired and just kind of creating it yourself along the way.
Yeah, we kind of held ourselves accountable for I guess not letting people down. Like, hey, we have this crazy cool menu, we need to have this crazy cool concept.
Yeah,
it's got to be a total package.
I like that commitment. Not letting people down when they come in. Like the front, open door. That's part of the experience. That's just as important as the food.
Yep.
And I think that gets neglected a lot of the times.
And physically speaking of an open door, that all of our restaurants has those. What you're talking about there. Those bifolding.
Oh, okay.
Panel glass doors.
Right on.
Where you open the door up and then just we're part of outside. The patio's part of inside. Inside's part of outside.
Would you say, and this is kind of one of the questions that I ask everybody, is, and they all pretty much have it happens all the time, but one thing that stands out to you as a WTF moment, either just anything that stands out, like what the hell am I going to do, or what is this, what in either in creating any of your other restaurants?
I guess in any business, I mean, especially the restaurant business, you have to release responsibility onto people. Right, you can't do everything yourself. That's something it took me a while to learn. There's a lot of reasons why you want to do everything yourself, because you won't let yourself down, right? So what happens is you start releasing these things and responsibilities, things I call them, but you release responsibility onto your employees and you hold them accountable. And sometimes they let you down, and sometimes it's a big letdown because they're doing something major for you, and depending on how seriously they let you down, you have to kind of pick up the pieces, and you work so hard to build a restaurant and get it off the ground and train everyone, and then you hand it over. It's almost like your baby, and it's like, this is my baby, we built this thing, we spent money on it, we spent time on it, and I'm handing it over to you. And then, some people live up to it and some people don't. So that's the hardest part, like because you give this to someone and you would think they would like run with it and be take the responsibility as be privileged, or like, wow, this is a responsibility.
Have that same sense of ownership.
Yeah, exactly.
Or stewardship, I'll call it.
Yeah, but it's hit or miss. I mean, obviously, everybody's different, and everybody, some people want to be a leader and some people don't. I've come across many people that are just along for the ride, and whether it be a sport team that I played on when I was a kid, I played a lot of sports. I relate a lot of sports, a lot of business situations to sports.
Yeah.
Whether it be, I always say that the restaurant business is the epitome of a team.
For sure.
You have your front of house and back of house.
Mm-hmm.
You have your offense and the defense.
Yeah.
I relate to football, ice hockey, baseball. Those are the ones I played. You're not going to make your cook go run the cash register.
Exactly.
You're not going to have your first baseman play center field.
Right.
You're not going to tell your catcher to get out on the pitcher's mound.
Right.
And I'm not going to have my prep cook work the fry station. So like everyone's got a position and everyone's got a responsibility, and everyone's got to do that for you to succeed and have like a great restaurant, and you have to really strive for that, because there's so many places to eat in this town.
Yeah.
And if you fail in one little area, people are picky.
Yeah.
And they're going to be hesitant to come your way, or spread the word, or whatever it takes to get butts in the restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's got to be attractive from the outside, and then when someone comes in, it's got to be, you got to live up to expectations.
For sure, yeah. So what's next? Where are we going? Are we going to conquer New York? I mean, just go coast to coast, or are we going to chill and coast a little bit, or what?
I get harassed by family members, friends. When are we going to New York? It makes sense to grow where your business is. So, we're constantly looking in LA. It'd be nice to get another one or two here, if the business and the demand called for it.
Right.
Austin's a tricky town, especially over here by the college. It's a little bit of a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
And we're still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, we'd like to get to Vegas. We'd like to, spread out there. Possibly, look to be putting a franchise plan together.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think with the Austin location, especially, realizing that like I moved here and I'm one of the founders and the owners, and it's still tough. So imagine you going to Florida,
right?
And trying to open one of these by University of Miami. It may sound great on paper, but it's not the easiest thing in the world.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you need someone with skin in the game, and the only way to do that is either to have them invest heavily and be one of the owners of that particular restaurant, or to have some type of franchising set up where they are responsible.
Yeah, they still get that ownership.
And they reap the benefit of that performance and the success of that store.
Right.
Because you could get a manager and you can give them a bonus and you can have a bonus structure.
It's not the same.
All you want. But it's not the same, because at the end of the day, it's not their restaurant.
Right.
And
you
they're
can't
not
force that
they're not going to care about it as much as you. It's like your baby. Your babysitter's going to take care of your kid while they're watching them, right?
Yeah.
But then when they're off the clock, they don't care about your kid anymore.
Right.
I mean, I know that's harsh.
Right,
it's harsh sounding when you talk about a kid.
Right.
But it's just an analogy.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is, no one really cares about your business as much as you do.
Yeah.
And the only way for them to care about it as much as you do is make them own a little bit of it.
Yeah, that's good.
So, and the next growth spurt is going to have some type of setup like that, because you can only train and grow fast at a certain pace when you're doing it corporately. Where, and it's amazing how In-N-Out's all corporately owned, and certain franchises. I guess they're not franchises, but certain chain restaurants are corporately owned. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I like the franchise concept though, because it's like you said, you're creating that sense of ownership.
You could definitely grow faster, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But you also have to. It's a give and take.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think that's a great note for us to wrap it up and leave the listener with, when they're looking into building their business and growing their business and expanding or staying put and taking their business to the next level. I really appreciate, like I said, what you're doing with the branding and delivering the whole experience with over-the-top sandwiches and all that stuff. I look forward to visiting. I haven't been out to your spots in LA. I was just in LA actually just a couple months ago, and I didn't make it out. So next time I'm out there,
hit 'em up.
definitely definitely will hit them up. And I know you got to run. You got 1,000 things going on, most like everyone, with bread orders and food orders and all that good stuff. So really appreciate you taking the time, and we will see you at the top, my friend.
Always great talking to you.
All right, bye, Sal.
Thank you for listening in to this week's episode of the Brick and Butter Zone. If you haven't already, go on over to brickandbutter.com, download your free mindset reset affirmations, and most importantly, feed your face, spread the love, and stay in the zone.